Hello, I'm Gill Fielding, and this is what's caught my eye in the media this week. Well, the first thing to catch my eye was the number 42. When I was younger, there was a cultural phenomenon created by Douglas Adams, and he decided that the number 42 was the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything. It was something in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the book and the TV and the film eventually. So 42 has always resonated with me as a number. So when I saw 42,000 on a newspaper headline this week, it jumped out at me. And apparently 42,000 is now the limit at which some people might have run out of their savings. So if you're earning over 42,000, you might have a little bit spare. 42,000 and under, you probably won't because of the current expenditure crisis. Now, 42,000 is way above the national average salary in this country. And that just goes to show how everybody is starting to feel the pinch. And even those people earning decent salaries and earning 42,000 might have been now caught in the poverty trap. So it's more important than ever that people understand the 5 principles of wealth. And the first one is to control what comes in and what goes out. So even people earning 42,000 and above, you need to get started on that one and control what goes out. It's never been more important because as the expenditure crisis continues, no doubt that 42,000 will go up to 52,000 and beyond. So 42, the magic number. And of course, that then got me to thinking about what is wealth. And although some people would think I'm a wealthy woman, sometimes I don't feel like I am. And on occasions, I feel incredibly wealthy on very small amounts of money. But I know money isn't all it's cracked up to be. And I know that money is worth less now than it was before, because even wealth gets eroded by inflation. And in 2000, in the year 2000, there were about 3 million people paying higher rate taxes, and now there's 6 million today, and only 236,000 paid the highest rate of tax in 2010, and now that's over 629,000 people, because tax rates and allowance don't always keep pace with inflation, and it's a very easy and soft target for any government to hit the higher earners. But of course, even higher earners suffer from the same fate as lower earners. And it seems kind of unfair to me that we always wallop the people that earn most, because it feels like a punishment for being creative and positive and doing something about your money. So 20 years ago, £100,000 worth of earnings would have seemed to be a substantial amount. Nowadays, I don't think it is quite the same. And so we need to adjust our definitions of wealth. What was wealthy in the past isn't wealthy today, and will certainly not be wealthy in the future. So wealth, like everything else, gets eroded by inflation. Now, finally, I've read so many reports in the last week or so about the fact that the property market is going to crash. Now, I've been watching the property market for 40, 50 years, and I ain't panicking. And the reason I'm not panicking is this. First of all, property prices are not falling. They may not be rising at quite such a steep rate, but they are still rising, and that's a fact. Secondly, lenders aren't panicking. And in fact, one lender has this week come out with a 95% loan to value mortgage. So they're not bothered. And that's a fact. So maybe we shouldn't be bothered. Demand for housing is still ridiculously high, and supply is either constant or falling. And that's a fact. And then finally, the circumstances of our economy combined with the property market are not the same as they have been before in previous crashes. So in 2008, when there was a property crash, base rates were 5.75%, and now they're only 1.25%. So in 2008, mortgages were hugely much more expensive and people couldn't afford them because of the base rate and the consequent connected mortgage rates. Nowadays, mortgage rates are still low and base rate is still low, despite the fact that the media might want to whip up all kinds of frenzy about the cost of mortgages and the possibility of a housing market crash. So house prices aren't falling, lenders aren't bothered, demand is still high, the economic circumstances are not the same. and they're all facts. So don't get caught up by the tears and nonsense that's written about in the press. They're just selling newspapers. Just look at the hard facts and the evidence, and you'll see that actually you've got bigger things to worry about than a potential property market crash. So we don't need to panic. Well, I hope you have a good week. Keep safe.